This Friday, Bitcoin could be in big trouble. Why? Because there's about to be $3 billion worth of Bitcoin distributed to creditors from the Mt. Gox hack in 2014. Let me explain. So in case you guys didn't know or don't remember, Mt. Gox in 2014 was the biggest crypto exchange in the world where they handled over 70% of all Bitcoin transactions, which is quite crazy. And then after that, there was the biggest Bitcoin hack of all time where about $850,000 worth of Bitcoin was stolen, but there was about 200,000 Bitcoin that was recovered eventually. Basically, all the creditors in bankruptcy court have been waiting for about 10 years to potentially get what was remaining, about 20% of their actual investment in the firm, actually sent back. And now this Friday, March 10th, through bankruptcy court, they're going to get the decision of what they actually want to do with those Bitcoins that are about to be dispersed. And what's about to be dispersed is 142,000 Bitcoin, 143,000 Bitcoin cash, and 69 billion Japanese yen. What are these creditors going to do with the distribution that they get? They can either do a long-term payout, but they have to continue going through the litigation, of which they're saying that this could take another 5 to 9 years to get their payout. Now, if they plan on hodling their Bitcoin or whatever they're going to get in distribution, this would probably be the better option for them. Also kind of forcing them to hodl because maybe they think that Bitcoin's going to a higher price in the future. But they can also accept a 90% lump sum down payment instantly, which could potentially be paid out, I believe, as soon as September 30th, when they would start getting those payments in. Now, if this $3 billion worth of Bitcoin is distributed and they decide to sell, that's a lot of selling pressure coming to Bitcoin on top of already the selling pressure that we're seeing in the face of the U.S. economy not doing well, inflation still remaining high, and the Fed potentially raising 50 basis points to continually push the price of the stock market down, which is definitely going to bleed into crypto. Now, on top of that, if there's $3 billion worth of Bitcoin sold on the open market, that could be a big catalyst to see a black swan event and then trigger a huge cascading slide of liquidations across the board where Bitcoin just completely collapses and takes all of crypto with it. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Now, this article is saying that the two largest creditors picked the payout option that won't force Bitcoin to sell off. All this means is that they're not accepting fiat. Now, they have the option to accept fiat directly right away, which means that the trustee that's holding the Bitcoin right now would then have to sell that Bitcoin for fiat and then distribute the creditor the fiat that way. Right now, the two biggest creditors are accepting Bitcoin. That doesn't mean that they're not going to sell it on the open market later, but maybe they're going to sell some of it. Even $1 billion sell across the crypto market could have a very negative effect on price action. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen, what these creditors are going to do with this $3 billion of Bitcoin. And there's also, $69 billion of Japanese yen and also 130,000 worth of Bitcoin cash. It's hard to say what's going to happen, but this does create some uncertainty in the market based on their already fear that's kind of in the air right now. What do you guys think is going to happen? What do you think they're going to do with their Bitcoin? Are they going to dump or are they going to hodl? You also have to consider the fact that in 2014, the current price of Bitcoin was about $400 per coin. Now we're at 22,200 to 500. That's about a 5,500% ROI on the Bitcoin that they had. They've been waiting for 10 years to get this money back after being hacked and also losing about 80% of what they originally had. Right now, they might be convinced to say, hey, I want to get out of this. I've been waiting for 10 years to accept this money and get out. I already have a 5,500% gain. That would be a pretty convincing selling point for me. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you think they're going to do with their Bitcoin when this gets distributed?